Make sure to always hand sanitizer. Keep your hands clean. Please. Eye on the floor. And yes, I do have a chair right there behind me. But, floor's nice. Nice and cozy. And, before I decide what this video is going to be about, because, I just started recording. Like, okay. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. You know. Pee check. Okay. This is why I have to pee so much. Drink. Fuck it. I didn't put the cap on right. Drink water, kids. Okay, maybe not. There. It's good tasting and it's good for you. I had to burp. So hopefully the last video of me singing is uploaded by the time this goes up, because if not, what the fuck is the point of this video? Because I talked in the last video about how I have other interests than gaming, and so we're gonna talk about those interests. That's the plan. Get to know Crowdough. That's this video. That'll be the title. Fuck. So, let's get to know me. So obviously, one of my interests is gaming. I love video games with all my heart. PC video games, maybe not that much, but PlayStation where it's at. That is the move of the century. Why did they let me on YouTube? So obviously PlayStation, favorite console. My favorite game on PlayStation, you ask? Well, let's see. I got a lot. Fuck. That was the pillow. I got a lot of favorite games, but probably my most favorite game in existence. I don't know. That's a toughie. Favorite game in general? Dishonored, 100%. Favorite game I have currently? Maybe Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 5. I play a lot of Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 5 is the reason I started making videos. Because I don't know if you've ever seen my first video. If not, go watch it. It's not the best. It's only 5 minutes. But it's funny. And it's the whole reason I continued to make videos. But, I peed myself in that video. I had to pee really bad, and we were playing a game mode on Grand Theft Auto 5, the 5th one. And I had to pee a lot, and then I got really mad at the game, so I started yelling. And then a little bit of pee came out of my pee-pee while I was yelling. And it didn't, I peed myself. Like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. But that's the whole reason I, started making videos. Grand Theft Auto 5. Thanks to that game. Without that game, you guys wouldn't have had me. I know. A real tragedy. Upsetting. Indeed. I'm gonna take another sip of water. Okay. Excuse me. Another one of my interests, while we're at it, while we're talking about it, is obviously music. I like music. I was in choir for 3 years. I have been playing ukulele for a while, maybe 2 years. I don't know. I taught. It's all self-taught. I taught it myself. All the chords, all the minor chords, all the power seventh music. Moving on. Not really. I also play drums and I know like the major chords on piano, but I don't have the hand-eye coordination to play piano, so I'm dumb. But I also play drums. I know that. It's like, you know. Moving on! I like to read. I like to read. I'm a nerd, okay? I'm a nerd. Let me just... These are all my books that I have. These are all my books. And my favorite, probably, The Trial by Franz Kafka. I'm hoping that's how you say his name. But it's a good book. It's a really good book. Unfinished, though. But the end of the unfinished book is actually pretty good. To spoil it, there. It's a really good book. You should read it. I also stole it from my public library because I don't have a library card. I'm too poor to buy one, so I stole it. Next interest. History. I am obsessed with history. And this isn't even a history book. But I love this book because this book was published in, if I remember correctly, 1912. This book was published in 1912. This is a book from 1912. That is more than 100 years ago. And you can tell, like, I mean, you can tell. This book, this is a page that's falling out. Because this book is old as shit. Nice. Chapter 3. Like Knights of Old. The Rover Boys. Oh yeah, this book is from a series called The Rover Boys Series for Young Americans. And this is The Rover Boys at College by Arthur M. Winfield. The Rover Boys had acted on the impulse of the moment. They had seen that girl, wanted the two duddish young men to leave her alone, and stepping into the kitchen, Dick had tackled Dud Flocky while Tom and Sam had given their attention to Jerry Coswell. "You cowards!" cried Dick. Dick. But I love history. I have a lot of history books. This book. An easy guide to American history. This book, which is actually annotated, yes, I know. A People's History of the United States. This book, Washington Burning, about the War of 1812, where the British burned down Washington. The Pocketbook of Patriotism. you know, it's starting to seem like I love America. That's why I have so many American history books, but I don't. Next history book. Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. Good read. But, my history teacher actually got this for me. Why's that fucking work? My history teacher actually got this book for me. And I still haven't read it all the way through. I've gotten up to my annotations. I don't even know. I have 3 annotations. The cry of the poor is not always just, but if you don't listen to it, you will never know what justice is. Very true. What about this next annotation? If racism can't be shown to be natural, then it is the result of certain conditions, and we are impelled to eliminate those conditions. Very true. There is an enormous difference between a feeling of racial strangeness, perhaps fear, and the mass enslavements of millions of black people that took place in the Americas. The transition from one to the other cannot be explained easily by natural tendencies. It is not hard to understand as the outcome of historical conditions. Pop the fuck off, Howard Zinn. Why does that fucking work? But yeah, very true. I love this book. It is not really a classic take on history, because, like, The Pocketbook of Patriotism is a complete timeline of American history from, let's see, (30,000 BC) up to 2012, I think. 2004. Up to 2004. And then the next section of the book just has, like, flag traditions, poems, anthems, important speeches, such as Fourscore and 7 years ago, that one. We all know that one. You know, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another and to assume among the powers of earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's gods entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare that causes which impel them to separation. The Declaration of Independence, for anyone who didn't know. But, it's very, like, yay, America's the fucking best type book. And this book, a lot thicker, if you'll notice, is a lot like, maybe not America. Maybe, let's not talk about that. But I've talked about a history for long enough. If you can't tell, I love it. I am obsessed with history, and obviously my favorite history book is Abraham Lincoln, the Vampire Hunter. Nice. Not all of these are books, though. This is an oil and acrylic. Notepad. This is a tiny little journal where I write everything that gives me anxiety. I'm in Spanish right now, but I had to write this. Returning to school was no piece of cake. Mrs. K makes it hard to focus on one thing at a time by making us do so much. What a fucking nerd this guy was. This is a calendar. No, I have not written anything in it. I'm not organized. And this... Do I have anything else in here? This is a journal my girlfriend gave me. It looks very cool. It's got, like, old-ass pages in it. My girlfriend gave me this... I want to say... for Valentine's Day? I don't know. But it's just an old journal, and I've written like a couple things in it. I also love painting. Painting is another interest of mine. Those are all my paintings I have. I also love birds. Pete, my bird. Right there. That's Aaron. Everyone say hi to Aaron. Aaron, say hi. Okay, bitch. But thank you for coming to getting to know Crowdough.